Hey guys, this is Juan, and this is going to be my second ever video article, and this is going to be on really the mechanics of a B take on DE Inferno here. I'm going to go over a couple things that I think a lot of teams do wrong when trying to take B, hopefully shed some light on a few things that people overlook, and really just kind of show what the other parts of the map have an effect, how they have an effect on your B take. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And really, what I want to start off and say first is that B necessarily isn't an easy site to take if whoever's playing it, I mean, if they're set up correctly, meaning if they have like two towards B, I mean, and they have crossfires set up here, they have full nades, it's certainly not an easy site to take. On the other hand, I think A, compared to B, you know, if both sites are being played correctly, is much easier to take. So I think what you want to do here at B is take advantage of how the relative difficulty of it is holding A to B, meaning that I think teams are going to be more willing to rotate, and I think this is very common. I think most people will agree with me that most people will try to opt banana solo, and they'll try to rotate and play 4 towards A and double up on this spawn side middle over here, play 2 over here, and play 4 towards A in general, and just try to hold B solo so that, you know, it's easier to hold A. Now, you know, the whole goal behind our B takes here is to take advantage of that relative difficulty, take advantage of this rotation. Now, something I should point out is that what most teams do is that what they'll do is they'll throw some nades or whatever early in the round, you know, nade at the end of banana here where I'm looking, and then they'll have an AWPer set up, you know, somewhere in this area, maybe you know, at this spot, this angle, or at car. You know, they try to set up this AWPer to spot down banana, and then the guy who is helping him set up will rotate through spawn, and he'll come through this way, and you know, he'll rotate between here and arch side. So, but the main thing to take out of this is that, you know, when teams are doing this, they don't do it right at the very beginning of the round. They do it later in the round. You know, they'll get the guy set up, and then maybe 50 seconds or so, just, you know, general time. They'll come back. Okay, so something to take note of as a terrorist team that wants to attack B is you want to take advantage of the fact that that guy just rotated off. Okay, meaning that, you know, as a terrorist, you know, as a team, terrorist team, you want to be attacking when that guy rotates off. So meaning you want to attack B later in the round in most cases, okay? And in addition to that, this is the point I'm trying to make, is that you want to let them have banana. You want to let them have control of this a lot early in the round, okay? You know, you want to just let them set up the AWPer right here, make them feel that they're comfortable watching banana with one guy. You know, let them get comfortable here. And then, you know, when it's time to explode, or when it's time to hit B, you'll have a group of guys down here that know that they haven't been spotted yet. You're gonna throw one flash up towards this way, and then this guy's obviously gonna be blind and have to come back, but he still hasn't seen any of us yet. So he could think that maybe there's one guy coming, or you know, there could be 5 guys coming. So he doesn't know whether to call for a rotate yet. So, you know, we're halfway up banana. He's blind, falling back in the site, and there's only one guy here. You know, so it's a good situation for us if we can kind of force that whole deal to happen. So what you want to do in order to kind of set up this whole situation is that you want to allow them to have banana, like I said, meaning that you don't really want to contest it directly. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be the case on all situations. When a team is playing very aggressive here, they're pushing out early in the round. Both of them are coming out, and you feel that you can, you know, pick them off. Obviously, you want to contest it. But if you're planning on going towards B later in the round, and you know, you have guys coming up towards A, you want to just give up banana. Let them have the car area. Just spot this close area. Like, I mean, if you watch some demos of Nick and I, we're the ones that usually kind of work up towards mid early in the round, watch banana and whatnot. We get up right here, you know, we usually smoke off this middle early in the round, and it gives us a little bit of room to work with. We can spot the very close banana push from here, and you know, we just kind of switch off between watching middle and banana pushes early in the round, and we let them have banana, we let them spot it, okay? And so when we decide to hit B, I'm going to call my teammates over here. We group all in this area. And then what I do is I'm usually the lead man, is I'll just throw one flash Okay, and this flash will blind anybody playing at car. Okay, at car, or at sandbag too. It's not gonna blind the guy playing hidden to this angle, but I'm not as concerned about that. Okay, I'm concerned about the guy out at car because he's the one that can immediately pick us. So again, I'm gonna throw that flash. Come out this direction. I have guys lined up behind me ready to hit. I throw one flash. We come up right here, and then we get up tight against this wall, and then I full speed strafe this angle. I don't want to just rush up and rush right into his off shot. Once I get up to this angle, I strafe left, okay, and then my teammates are gonna obviously jump in behind. And at that point, I may get spotted, but I think that's okay because we're really close here, and there's the rotation's far away. So then we just rush up, and all we're doing is streaming flashes and getting into the site now. And chances are the rotator's gonna be slow to get there. He's not gonna be there yet. We can kind of smoke this spawn on the run, and we can flash and hopefully get at least a trade on the guy opping in the site who just dropped back. Okay. So I kind of showed how I do that, or what I do. What Nick usually does at the very beginning of the round, obviously he's our opper, is that he just, again, he kind of gives this up. He'll spot this angle. I mean, he doesn't spot a very aggressive angle, meaning he doesn't spot right here. He doesn't want them. He doesn't want to like. He wants to let them have car, basically, is what he wants to do. So he's going to just spot less aggressive angles here. Another thing that you can do is if middle's smoked up, and I've seen Nick get several picks like this, is this side is a much less suspecting side, to get picked from. Okay, every time that an opper is picking banana pretty much, he's going to be at car here. He's going to be looking towards this right side, towards the top of the ramp here, okay? So, if you're an opper watching this banana push and your middle smoke, you want to try to come from the opposite side. Jump out, over here early in the round, maybe get to car, whatever. You switch between these two angles, but when you're ready to kind of peek this angle, you come from this side rather than on top of the ramp, because I think when you're coming from on top of this ramp, you're much more likely to get picked. But if you're coming from this angle and clearing car like this, I think you're at the advantage there. So again, the whole goal is to hit later in the round, and let them have banana, let them rotate off, because I think that's something that you can force them to do a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna go to on the CT side here and kind of explain if teams are hitting late B on you a lot of times in the round. I'm gonna explain really how to counter that. Okay. And like I said before, is if they're pushing out on banana as CTs, you want to try to, if they're pushing up very aggressive, you want to try to stop that because you don't want to allow them to get positioning. So thinking about that same concept as a counter terrorist is that you want to be pushing out here a lot if teams are hitting B later in the round, meaning if they're setting up, going into their T-side setup, then they group off and hit towards B, that means you want to push here because there's a lot of reasons for pushing. First off, I think you have, the CTs have the pretty good advantage here, meaning that they get here first on a lot of situations, okay? Meaning they can get up here and post up before T's even get up that ramp, okay? So if you're able to push down here, get an opper out on the car, and while your rifler pushes up here, obviously you want to have some sort of flash pattern, but you come up here, and if you can get up into this position right here, and get a guy in this little cubby right here. I mean, in a lot of situations, you're gonna get picks, just coming up here. But if you're able to get into this position, even without getting picks, you're still in a much better situation than you are if there was a guy just opping at car. Okay, because this gives you much better spotting abilities than anybody playing at car does, meaning that, and angles not to mention too. If you're sitting right here and a guy runs up the ramp, you're gonna kill him, way more often than he's gonna kill you, just because it's a very good angle. You're posted up, half your body is covered, and this guy has to come up not knowing exactly where you are. It's difficult for him to, and not to mention the spot that you're in right here. It's very difficult to flash this spot. You're not going to get blind once you're in this spot, okay? Whereas, a guy playing on top of the ramp here, all you have to do is bank a flash off here or whatever, and he's going to be blind, on top of this ramp. So if you can get a guy posted up on this spot, not only are you going to get a lot of kills, but that you can spot this very well, okay? You can see any action, you can hear any action that's going on the T ramp. And then eventually, if you feel that it's safe, you can have your opper rotate off, okay? So you can still do what the other setup that I was talking about, that you can rotate one off towards A and play 4 towards A, and still having an aggressive presence at B, okay? So let's say that you're up in this position in this cubby, and you get a trade kill because you have such good spotting, because you spotted them so that they're really close here. By the time they get up to the top of banana, your team will have already rotated, okay? Because your spotting is so much closer, meaning that you're gonna spot them when they're right here. If you have an opper playing this angle, he's not gonna spot us till we're already halfway up, okay? So that's not enough time for the other team to rotate, so that it's a much different situation, and it's much easier to hold when you have a much better spotting position. So that's going to be it for this video article. I hope you guys learned a lot from this. Again, I encourage you guys to post feedback on the forums, whether you think this was helpful, and if there's anything you guys would like in particular to see covered, or a particular spot played on a particular map, a strat, whatever. Also feel free to post that. So that's going to be it, and I'll see you guys next time.